Are you familiar with Ancestry.com's web links feature on their profile pages? Well, if not, you could be missing out on a really nice little tool that can help you in your genealogy research. Hi, I'm Lisa Lisson with Are You My Cousin, where I strive to take the overwhelm out of your genealogy research. Now, before we get talking about those web links, I'd love it if you'd hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of the new videos that I post here on the Are You My Cousin YouTube channel. Okay, so let's talk about Ancestry.com web links. This is a nice little tool that you are, as I said, you're going to find on the profile page of your ancestor in your family tree on Ancestry.com. Now, to really explain this, I want to take you over into my family tree on Ancestry so that I can really demonstrate to you how I use web links and how you could possibly use them as well. So I'm going to let you head on over there, and I'll see you back here in just a few minutes. Hey guys, now that we're over here on Ancestry.com, I want to show you where to find web links and where to add those web links here in the Ancestry platform. And so I brought you into my tree. This is actually the profile for one of my ancestors, my great-grandmother. And from that profile page, you will, if you look down the center column, the sources column, to the very bottom, you will see the add web link button. So this is where you can find your web links, and it's really quite easy to add here. Now, in her case, what I have done is I have her in my tree, but I've actually know that I've written an article on her on my website, on my blog, that really dissects her death certificate. And so I want to add that here so that I have that information and that others can see that information as well, because it gave some really valuable clues to her life in that death certificate. So what I did is I went over here. I'm going to the article that I wrote. So this is the article I wrote. It's Don't Miss Out on Important Genealogy Clues in Your Ancestor's Death Certificate. And when you scroll down, let me get further. There we go. When I scroll down, I actually use her death certificate as the example, and I dissect it all the way through the article. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that URL up here and I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to go back to her profile page on my ancestry tree. I am going to click add that web link, and then I'm going to simply put in that URL. So that's the URL that leads to the article that I wrote. And then I'm going to put on here just a title so that I know people know what they're looking for. So we'll put death certificate analysis for Maddie Maddox. And then I'll add that to the tree. So as that's being added, we'll take a look at that once that's added. Ancestry seems to be a little bit slow this morning. I'll be able to, at that point, go into my tree, and then next time I want to maybe look at that again, or if somebody wants to take a closer look, they can click on that link. Okay, so now you can see that I have added that web link down here. And if I wanted to, if I were coming back to this, or somebody was looking at my tree and they wanted to learn a little bit more, they can click on that. They can click on the link and it will take them directly to that article I wrote. So it's a great way to have that type of thing where you can then link out to another site that has information on your ancestor, or something perhaps you've written up on your own site too. Either way, it's perfectly fine. So let me show you another way to think about that in terms. So I'm going to hop over. Now this is a different ancestor, and his name is Branch Holt. And I just love that name, don't you? Branch is a first name. I love it. Anyway, so I have Branch here, and I happen to know quite a bit about Branch Holt, and I happen to know that he was the overseer of the Clockton Plantation in northern Halifax County, Virginia. And so one of the things I did is I wanted to seek out more information about that area and about that particular historic home. It is a place where a couple of generations lived and worked, and it turns out one of my grandmother is actually named after one of the daughters, the Clark daughters up there. So I wanted to know more about it. And so when I went and seeking, I actually did find a nice website about that particular historic home. And it's at this website here. So what I want to do, and this talks a lot about it, has some nice photographs of the picture. And so I want to copy that URL. Then I can take it over here. And again, down here at the bottom, I can add that website address. So this is going to teach me a little bit more about that particular Clarkton plantation. And I can write that link name in there so I know what it is. And then I can simply add it to the tree so that the next time I know that I have associated him with that, and then I can learn a little bit more, or others can learn as well. So that's another way to link out. And then I have another example I wanted to show you, and I'm going to hop over to this ancestor here, Caswell Suggs Harwood. Now I happen to know that Caswell was a Baptist minister there in what became the Lee County area of North Carolina. It was Chatham for much of the time he was down there. And I happen to know that he was a minister there. And I also, in doing some research, I discovered that that was part of the Sandy Creek Baptist Associations for North Carolina. And I found a lovely history book on that. Now, my ancestor is not, Caswell is not mentioned in this book, but this was part of who he was, and it helped me understand him a little bit better. And I wanted to explore the history of the Baptist church in that area more as I researched my ancestors. So this is a really fabulous book over here on Google Books. It is available for me to read in its entirety. It's actually written well before the copyright. It's out now in public domain and out of the copyright laws. So I wanted to make sure that I could always find this when I'm researching him. When I'm looking for it, I can absolutely link to a book. So I'm going to copy and I am going to link this book to him. Oops, wrong place. Let me put it in the right place. All right, here we go. I'm going to add that web address to him so that I can get back to that book at some point. And I am going to put the name of the book, Sandy Creek Baptist Association History. There we go. And I'm going to add that. So I now know that I have a really nice one-spot place to go and look for that information when I'm working on Caswell. So I wanted to show you, use those web links as you want to. You can add an amazing amount of information. I use them primarily when I am researching out there and I find information that I want to either explore further, such as the Sandy Creek Baptist Association history, or if I want to always have an article connected that maybe explains something a little bit more, such as that death certificate that I dissected on that article that directly related to my great-grandmother. So use these web links. It's a great little tool. To be honest, it saves me time when I can keep all that information in one place. I think you're really going to find that you enjoy using it. Okay, guys, I'm going to see you back over on the YouTube channel. Welcome back. I hope you found that helpful as you learned how to use those web links. So just to recap, the two primary ways that I use those web links is to link out to books that I find to be helpful that I want to use further in my research, or maybe they document something about my ancestor and tell that story fully. The other thing I might do would be to link out to my internet searches that I might find. So it could be something that I've written on my own about that ancestor. It could be I found another site that explains a little bit more about the area, just another general website that I find that I use in my research or pertains to that ancestor. So those are the two ways that I primarily use web links currently. There's another third way that I want you to watch for in an upcoming video. Okay guys, I want you now to, number one, hit that subscribe button, and number two, head over to your ancestry.com tree and start exploring using that web links feature. Have a great day, guys. Bye.